ground. Boots on the pavement, we answer the sound. Bound by a promise, we charge through the fear. Strength in our chorus, the victory's near. Feel the fire in our veins, we won't back down, we break these chains. Raise the flag, let it fly to the sky. Fuel our courage, we're born to ignite. Every heartbeat echoes the call. Together we stand, we never fall. Midnight patrol, the road is our home. Shadows can't hold us, we'll never roam alone. Thunder in our footsteps, we charge through the night. Hope in our voices, our legacies light. We carry the flame, we're stronger together. Motivation driving us onward forever. We carry the flame, we're stronger together. Motivation driving us onward forever.
Innocent. Brian has been essentially convicted in the media. He has a right to have this information withheld, brought out and see. It's not this neat little package. So people can start to wonder if Brian's innocent. Your Honor, Brian is innocent. So if I talk about things that are in the affidavit, and if I talk about things that we're seeking that the state wants to hide, I think that's fair game for the public to hear.
Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Tuesday. And I will tell you, a lot of people are off today because of the holiday. Happy Veterans Day. And for all of my brothers and sisters that served, happy Veterans Day to you. You know, a lot of people really get mixed up on Veterans Day and Memorial Day. And just the difference is Veterans Day honors all the U.S. military veterans, living and deceased. All those who served in the armed forces, whether it be Marines, Army, Air Force, Navy. You know, it was originally called Armistice Day, making the end of World War I on November 11th, which happens to be 11/11, open doors, in my humble opinion, in 1918. In 1954, I believe it was after World War II and the Korean War, it was actually changed to Veterans Day to include all veterans in all wars. And I had a little video at the beginning of my stream today. Yes, I am a veteran. I am a proud U.S. military naval veteran. But I will say this. I don't talk a lot about my military stint. I mean, honestly, there's always some good and bad times in service. Almost in everything you do, it's life, right? But, you know, I know a lot of people had parades all over. I didn't partake today. I've been trying to have a day of rest and catch up. And there is a moment of silence at 11 a.m., the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. And here in Arizona, they have a beautiful memorial that they do a wreath laying ceremony, the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier in Arlington. And, you know, local schools usually do little parades in their towns and cities. Some do big and some do community flag raising events. So did you know that there's only 6% of the U.S. population that are actually veterans? Yeah, folks, 6%. That kind of shocked me. I was, you know, looking through the ads today and they had free meals everywhere. And I told my husband, I don't want to have a free meal. I mean, I'll pay for my meal or I'll make my own. It's kind of hard to fit it in with your lifestyle choices if you were trying to eat clean and, you know, just continue down a path that you started. But a lot of businesses do offer free meals, discounts, events. And, you know, for years we used to do those things, but I kind of just shied away from that a little bit. And every time I go into a store, I ask for a veterans discount, and they ask my husband for his ID. So I basically stopped kind of doing that. Oh, here, you know what? Let me put all the comments on the stage. If you are on your cell phone, there is a new Mars option. And let me just throw this up on the stage and you can see it. So, this little option, you see this little cell phone next to it on YouTube? It is a new streaming option. You could hit that if you are on your phone, and it gets a different format. So it's a nicer format. I tried it out last night. And then you have the regular format if you're on a tablet, a laptop, a computer. So there is a new feature. So whichever one that you want to join, if you're on your phone, join that one. If not, join the other one. Really simple and easy to do. Thanks for the reminder and talking about that. So, I mean, service to me, it means a lot of different things. What does it mean to you? Do you think a vet? I mean, should Veterans Day focus more on reflection or celebration? Or, I mean, when I go and I ask, just by the way, do you have a military discount? And some entities, some companies say, no, we only offer a veterans discount on Veterans Day. And I'm thinking to myself, I serve 365 days a year. I should be able to get a discount out of, just honor. And a lot of people don't think that. Some places have military discount, LE discount for law enforcement, all kinds of other discounts. So, I mean, life isn't about discounts, but don't discount those who actually have served our country. And I'll share a little bit with you. I actually was in two conflicts: the Iran Iraq War, which ran from 1980 to 1988. And at the time I was in, I also was in the Gulf War 1990 to 1991. So, the Iraq War, it started in 1980, ended in 1988. And after 8 years, over 1 million casualties combined. They used chemical weapons and they targeted civilians that also included children. And then the Gulf War, it actually began in Iraq when they invaded Kuwait in 90. And that whole U.S. operation involved 35 nations in what was called Operation Desert Storm. I served during Operation Desert Shield and Storm, and the ending of the Iraq War. So two conflicts, both were awarded, service medals for those. And I was stationed on a little tiny island in Diego Garcia. If anyone knows where that is, it's out in the middle of nowhere. And it's actually a beautiful place. I've walked on this beach many of times, right at the pier, cried on this beach many a times. If you've never heard of Diego Garcia, I spent 13 months there, a little tiny town. That's downtown right there for you. It's a little simple map. You could walk this in 11 minutes. I mean, there were plenty of times I was over here at the health clinic. It looks like a little tropical island, and that's exactly what it is. I spent many a times at the yacht club going deep sea fishing. I caught over a 700-pound tuna. Yes, it took me 3 hours and 4 strong Marines to reel in, and of course, another Navy friend. She was amazing to reel in a 700+ pound tuna. We would walk the beaches. This was the officers club. Here is a coconut crab. These things were huge. And just a little good memory of where I served. And I did serve in Japan for a few years. And the only people on these islands are logistics and support, obviously, and intelligence. So if you aren't any of those, so obviously there was a bomber base too. They helped a lot of the bombing in some of those conflicts. So if you weren't forward logistics or support, if you weren't bomber, then you were intelligence. So I'll tell you, I had some fun there. So welcome in every single one of you. I just wanted to start the stream a little bit different today. And I want to just say thank you, every single one of you, for being here. So do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. There are two options that you can watch on your phone a new brand new format that has been pushed out, rolled out. Grammy T, welcome. Critic Rick is in the house too. No talkie before coffee. Becca, and if you are tuning in while driving, appreciate you too. Wicca, welcome in. I can see you're on your phone. Mad Maven, congratulations becoming a new member today. Really appreciate you. I'm glad you saw that shout out. You are a doll. Very, very smart. So just want to also say, hey, Lulu Bell, welcome in. Good to see you on Tuesday. Chickadee, I can't believe it's already November 11th. Dina, welcome in. Donna Rosa, Terry C, Brenda, welcome in. Court, welcome in. Good to see you. You're welcome. Thank you for your service if you are a veteran out there also. Karen, welcome in. Norma, good to see ya. I can barely see the chat. Okay, well, if you can't see the chat, then go ahead and flip back to the other way. And if you guys don't like this format, let me hear your feedback. I can always change it back. I just gave 2 options. We'll be jumping off periodically, but appreciate the dedication to all our service members. Absolutely. Absolutely. You're welcome. Y'all celebrate beautiful things over in America. This is a thing Europe can learn from. Oh, Donna Rosa, that's so beautiful for you to say. Thank you. Hi from Canada to NC to, oh yeah, I heard about that. The Borealis lights. You should be able to see them. Yeah. If you're on your phone, you might not be able to see the chat. You can switch back. No way. Yep. I put the comments on the stage. I can make them a little bit wider and a little bit bigger for everyone to see them. Does that work better? Hopefully you'll be able to see them a little bit better. Thank you for your service. Hey, Carrie, welcome in. We saw the Lord. Yeah, you did see him in Oklahoma last night. I've been hearing all about it. Gorgeous, beautiful. Also the full eclipse. Thank you for your service. Yeah, we were conned. What do you mean you were conned? What happened? Condensed sleep. What's going on? My brother went to Iraq and Afghanistan. Well, thank you for his service. So appreciative. So appreciative. You have no idea. Thank you for your service. I live near SOCOM, McDill, and Tampa Bay. Awesome. Yep, the Indian Ocean. Yep, it's a little British and U.S. territory. What were we conned about? And why is it BS? My nephew stationed in Okinawa. I was stationed in Yokosuka. Yep, loved Japan. I love my time there. A couple years in military and a few in civilian. I'm listening, guys. Well, welcome in, Les. Good to see ya. Good to see you, Beth. All right, let's do this thing today. All right, mods, welcome in. Lulu Bell, you are so welcome. Rhode Island in the house. Is anyone else tuning in from overseas? I know we have a little Australian in the house. Whoop, whoop. Welcome, Wicca, Blake Shady in the house. Hey, Les. Thank you, Phoenix. My husband was Iraq and he got lung damage and is currently waiting for a double lung transport. Grammy T, we are praying for him to get the care he really deserves. I believe you'll have answers and prayers answered, obviously. We're sending you a lot of love. Everybody in the chat, send Grammy T's husband. Thank you for a service and definitely needs some medical assistance. Finally, we've been working on the audio. Thank God I figured out the cleanest, most original way I can fix the audio. Oh, good. I hope the audio is coming in nice and clear. I really do. All right, let's do this today, guys. We have got a lot to cover. And, I basically kept thinking in the Idaho 4, what is the most shocking? What is the most shocking to you in the Idaho 4? I'm going to move that over just a little bit. Do tell me, what is the most shocking in the Idaho 4 case? Is it friends? Is it the forensic? I mean, we just saw them trample over the freaking crime scene. And I put FIFO. A lot of people are thinking first in, first out, which that's generally what police language or military language is, first in, first out. It's also chain of custody or evidence handling. That's the principle. 8-hour lack of evidence, that no one will be punished. Oh my gosh, that is, Les, I know that you're recovering from your little thing today, and hopefully you will be feeling great in a few days. Blatant lies and disregard for policy and procedure, that they didn't arrest DM and BF. The most shocking to me is the narrative. It's not even believable. It mental stabs, basically. Did they try to cover the OD? I mean, that crossed my mind many a times. Other than DNA, the 8-hour delay in the survivors, the quietness of all. Yep, all is well. Keep moving on. Blaker actually shown being the one who started the whole chaos. Absolutely. Horrible investigation from the jump. I would have to tie that up in a pretty little bow. Exactly what I would like to know, Brenda. I have been saying, if somebody has a smoking gun document, show us how he's connected. The only connection I have been able to make is two clear connections. One, in April of 2022, we all know he was interviewed by Chief Gary. What's his last name, guys? What is that, guys? Chief Gary. His name always slips my mind. Over in Pullman, Jenkins. Okay, we know factually he admitted that he interviewed Brian. He interviewed Brian. So let's do this. I've got a clip. Let's watch this clip because I like to fact check. And if we're not seeing true facts, then I don't know what we're seeing. So let's do this. Let's watch this real quick. And let's see if my screen is going to be working today. Let's see. Here we go.
These students could apply to be a researcher embedded in our police department as part of their PhD program. And so in April of 2022,
Now you heard what he said. He basically said that the position he applied for, okay, the position he applied for are for those in a PhD student who are embedded in the program. Now, let's listen again.
At the Idaho County Courthouse, new insight from a former police chief who interviewed Brian Kohberger months before the murders.
Incoming PhD students could apply to be a researcher embedded in our police department as part of their PhD program. And so in April of 2022, I interviewed 4 applicants for that position, and one of those applicants was Brian Kohberger.
But WSU Police Chief Gary Jenkins didn't hire the man, who's now pleaded guilty to murdering 4 University of Idaho students in 2022, citing 2 main concerns.
One is someone who was interested in doing some actionable research. And then the second is someone who could establish trust and rapport with my staff. Kohberger he was not particularly personable. He didn't have a very fluid or conversational manner in talking.
Jenkins says he didn't notice any glaring red flags, but did note some social awkwardness.
He was just a little bit awkward and maybe sociably would be somewhat awkward in social situations.
Jenkins would go on to leave the Pullman Police and join WSU Police that August. Then came November, and the quadruple murder just a few miles away that shook the community and gripped the nation.
It was the type of crime that was completely out of character for this area. I haven't been involved or seen something like this in my 44 years in law enforcement.
He says one of his officers spotted a white Honda Elantra parked in.
One of his officers spotted the white Hyundai Elantra in the apartments.
WSU's graduate student housing registered to Kohberger just 16 hours after law enforcement received an alert during the search for a suspect.
So since the
Now remember, the original Elantra internal communications came from Chief Gary Jenkins. It came from him, and he said, do not pass this outside of the police department. Do not call it in over the radio if you see this. Do not X, Y, and Z. Does everybody remember that confidential document they had to divulge in the FOIA request? Now, I know that I have that up on my channel. It's under a post. The original first flyer that came out in regards to that Elantra. And it was a 2011 to 2013 Elantra. So I don't know where they got it wrong, but for a chief to come back and be interviewed about this individual that possibly is the one, where did they get the name from? Did he sit in a meeting with many law enforcement officials and officers or higher ups, and they needed to come up with a name? Because it looks like they tried to come up with Cruz's name, but that didn't work, as we see the forensics don't show any connection. Okay? It's like they were just throwing names out there to see if they could pin this on someone, because maybe they did know who did this. Maybe they realized they had to cover up this horrible atrocity that may or may not taken place. What do you think about that? We know we've seen a lot in this case over the last few years, and this, in fact, is the actual original bolo that went out 2011 to 2013. This was it. Hyundai Elantra, unknown plate. If the vehicle matching the description, obtain the plate only. Do not air over the radio. Call Idaho State Police Dispatch. Were they in on it? They only asked to put the dispatch. Do not stop the vehicle or make contact with the driver. That's exactly what they said. And this was the internal confidential email they released to the public. Do not share information about the suspect. Do not. Isn't that wild, folks? So how was Brian Kohberger connected? Was somebody maybe friends with him or knew his name? Was it another criminology student? Was it somebody at WSU that knew maybe Xana? Maybe a relative, a friend, a family? I don't think we'll ever really know fully, unless, of course, the FBI shares some information, which I highly doubt they will. But let's see. Let's see what else other people said. That Green, MSD, ISP, and the feds are getting away with this whole lie and job frame. I agree. And there are some people out there, y'all, that just irritate me, guys. They irritate me. They're out there lying to you. They're out there trying to trip up everyone. I'm going to share this video with you, and I'm going to show you an example. I mean, you all have free will. You can believe what you want, but always double check. Look at this. Let's watch this video. I just posted a little while ago. Hold on. Phoenix here, and it's time that we all use our God-given logic. With all these people out there saying there's some time delta, there is no time delta. The Moscow Police Department body cams are the correct time. As you can see here, proven factual. And it's really simple. Look at the date and the time, and then look at the date and the time of sunset. And this proves that there are no time deltas in the Moscow, Idaho 4 case. I love free will, but you're going to have to use your logic and who to listen to. Always double check facts and evidence. I'll be live at 3:45 Mountain Standard Time. Join us. Okay, so, there are a lot of creators out there. I don't know why they're sharing misinformation, but they are. And that continues to be this whole cover up, lie job, whatever you want to call it, frame job. But I see it. I see it every single day. Never saw bodies and lack of blood. Never saw, there were film crews there night and day. Night and day. So I kept questioning, did it happen on this specific day? Did it happen maybe the night before? Is that even a possibility? I mean, I know for a fact, Bethany said in one of her statements, and y'all are going to freak out when I share this with you, but it could have been another day. Is it a possibility? Maybe. I mean, if you think about it, what Bethany said, I mean, is it all legitimate of what Bethany shared? I mean, let's look at her statement real quick once again. In Moscow document, what's this document number? Hold on. Let's see. It is supplemental. It's kind of long. 90. Supplemental 90 is when they go into Nevada and they interview her with the Nevada State Police, and her attorneys are present. And by the last page of this document, I want to share what she says about Xana. And it was really interesting because the statement she said, I just lost it. Hold on one second. And I lost my spot. Hold on. Okay, she talked about her dad. Turned and told her the partially open. Okay. Bethany stated the door was partially open, but stated the door should normally would be closed. And then she called 911. Then she says she saw Xana's legs. So, I mean, which one is it? And just in this document alone, there's so much conflict, especially with Dylan's story, with her story, the sparkler. She even said the oddest thing in this whole statement. She said that she saw Xana and Ethan the day before the murders. She saw Xana and Ethan doing Adderall in Xana's room the night before the crimes. Now, I'm a little confused. I mean, with friends like that, why do you even really need friends? Why? The night before, she said she saw Xana and Ethan doing Adderall in Xana's room. So if that was the Friday, the night before, this technically supposed to happen on Saturday, was it actually Friday that this happened? I don't know. That's just another one of these weird things that we're starting to see. Nothing adds up. She doesn't mention Advil for her tooth or anything else. And she saw Xana wearing underwear and a sweatshirt, but from the doorway, you can't see her legs. How could she get that close to see her? How? Doesn't make sense, folks. And no lack of blood. They don't mention any blood. It's just an unconscious person. You would think it was an OD, in my humble opinion. Ninja Brian, I don't buy it. Question is why? That is the real question. Why? The amount of cover up and lies, lack of evidence. Who was the 350 contact? Fry. Fry was quiet. You never heard from him again after day 4 of the press conference. They had a meeting with Brian. I bet they did. Handling of the crime. The most shocking thing that Deborah says is there is an innocent man rotting in jail for something these corrupt little entitled, I will say that instead of what you said. No, he didn't do it. And these are facts. These kids suffered at the hands of their own circle. The lack of professional objectives from deputies, Lulu Bell says, detectives in securing all potentially crime objects. I would have to say, I would agree. I would so agree. When you talk about Fifo in the crime scene, see, there's an event that happens. It's chain of custody. It's event evidence handling. And what we just saw the other day, I mean, that video has been played over and over and over again. The cops go in and out all day long. They let Hunter back in. They are doing all these other things, and they are tampering and contaminating that crime scene. You know, maybe more departments need to be trained on crime scene elements and obviously keeping the crime scene intact to avoid cross-contamination, because that's what they're doing. They should have processed the scene first, then walked through everything. I mean, they didn't know what they were walking into, but then it seemed like with the body cams, everybody's like in and out of there, no gloves, no booties, nothing. That gives the prime opportunity to basically ruin and cross-contaminate a crime scene. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. So when you do a crime scene, and I'm no expert, I have a crime scene handbook. When the first items collected, Lulu Bell, since you just said that, the first items logged and processed, then that prevents backlogging, confusion, or missequencing, analyzing at a later date, loss of items. And then obviously the most critical are those, DNA data, because it shows chronological order of evidence flow. And like I said, where's the other Kershaw knife that they took? There's no testing on that knife. It's in evidence, but they never tested it. Don't you think if these individuals were stabbed, they would test every freaking knife in their possession? Even the ones that they discarded and said, oh, I had no value. Well, maybe it didn't have any value because they knew that maybe perhaps they weren't stabbed. What? Phoenix, you're off the rails now. What do you mean maybe they weren't stabbed? Well, maybe they weren't stabbed. How can you have proof? Well, I mean, someone did say that maybe this was a prank. Did you guys hear Bethany and read her testimony? And no, not testimony, but her words, her own words in a document? I mean, has anybody ever thought of that? Does her words have any bearing? Maybe it was a prank gone wrong. I mean, pranks do go wrong, right? In college towns, there's a lot of pranks. Maybe Bethany was telling the truth. I've got something for you guys.
These so-called prank stars think it's funny to provoke and harass unsuspecting strangers just to get a few cheap views online. These wannabe internet comedians walk around chasing clouds with their stupid cameras, bothering innocent folks. What the fuck? But unfortunately for them, not everyone's going to play along. Today, we're looking at moments when these pranksters mess with the wrong people and got big reality check. Let's dive in. This prankster thought it would be hilarious to jump through drive-through windows, but one fast food worker had enough and turned the joke back on him.
And that TikTok guy with that bull again? Okay.
Did I scare you? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Is she okay?
Shoot, Poppy. Shoot. This is a joke.
Ain't no joke. Don't with me. You hear me? Don't with me, bro.
Neon the streamer thought he could ride the clout train by trolling Diaz, who's a notorious MMA fighter, and Diaz's entourage did not let the disrespect slide.
When you do get knocked out, are you going to retire?
Said that, so I know who you are. Hey, little boy, you I'm gonna kick you in your leg, motherfucker.
Okay, wait, car, get in the car.
Yes, go.
I'll call hospital. Just get in the car. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, I'm sorry.
You're not getting your drink. Go.
This YouTuber crossed the line with his twisted brand of prank, pretending to be Walmart's CEO just to fire an unsuspecting employee, leaving her humiliated and on the brink of tears.
We're doing an inspection right now, and I saw what you did.
Oh.
I saw what you did. How's it going? You're fired.
I'm fired?
You're fired.
Okay.
So let's get the vest. Yeah. Thank you. All right. What's this in here? Oh, we need this. We need this. We need this. This is for me. Thanks again.
Okay. My bad. I'm sorry.
Well,
Yeah.
come here. I actually got to tell you something.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. It's actually a prank. It's actually a prank. Here, come here.
Why did you do that? Why did you do that?
It's just a prank. I'm sorry.
This moron was desperate for jail time, and he's deservedly about to get some.
Put your hand behind your back.
Damn, actually. Oh, shit.
This clout chaser itching for attention pushes his luck for some cheap views, and about to learn a hard lesson.
You bastard. You're a sausage. What the f*** are you? You're a little sausage. You're a sausage. You're a sausage. You touching, you know? Piss off. You touching, piss off. Yeah. You're a little sausage. You're a sausage. You're a sausage. Piss off. You touching, you know? Piss off. You touching. You're a sausage. Brother, why you touching man for, bro? You just stand, bro.
He's using my treadmill, homie. Huh? I run here every day at this time, my boy. Huh? Playing, right?
Hey, please.
I'm not playing with you, my boy.
Hey.
You got a problem or what, homie? Does it look like I have a problem? You want me to leave at left? Why you back? He's gonna f you up. Like you think we're funny or something, bro? For the boxing, homie. Yeah, bro. Hey, chill, bro. Bro, that got me in the face.
You know why he hit you, right?
Why?
You know why he hit you, right? Because you kept coming in.
Bro, who is it? I don't care who he is, bro. I don't give a who he is.
Okay, so you kind of get the idea of where I'm going. Was this, in fact, a prank by one of their friends that went bad? Is that even a possibility? When you look at the evidence and the forensics, what if I told you, y'all, what if I told you I found a request for the forensics that said You're not going to believe this, so I'm going to have to find the document for you. I already know this. You guys, I about died when I read this request. Document said they needed the forensics done for a likely stabbing. So when you hear likely stabbing asked for by the lead investigator, and this investigator was Blaker, it wasn't actually Payne, a likely stabbing, what does that say to you? Yes, it's in the documents. Yes, it's factual. Yes, it's in black and white writing. Most likely a stabbing. Is this a prank that went wrong? What do y'all think now? You think that that's possible? Can I see you? I hope so, unless my internet cut out. I can see you. Can you see me? I can see you. Can Phoenix see us? I can see you. Absolutely. I can see you guys. You're showing up right here on the stream. I know a lot of you are so confused with this new layout. I think we'll go back to the old layout. Yes, when Blaker was filling out the request for the evidence submissions and testing, there is a document in here that he filled out, and he answered the question, likely stabbing. Now, either it's a stabbing or it's not. What do you think? Did their friends play a prank and they all OD'd and they had to cover all this up? Is that a possibility? That's a speculation on our behalf, absolutely. But all four? I don't think so. I think maybe one OD'd, in my humble opinion. And that's why they had to cover this up. Did one of the roommates come in and figure out what they did? They didn't have to unalive him. They didn't have to kill him. I don't know. The jury's still out on that one. That's something that I'm still digging into. But the closer and closer we get to the truth, the more and more we hear so many bad, evil, misleading stories. Stories with no facts to back it up. See, here's the really odd thing. Kopaka was from Illinois. He was not from Pennsylvania. And trying to connect Brian Kohberger with anyone in this case has been very difficult. And perhaps, I'm just saying perhaps, as a veteran, Kopaka may have been part of some operation that they're not allowed to talk about. Is that even possible? I mean, if you really want to know, I know veterans in really deep operations. Because those are usually the first people they trust. And I'm not saying that we're better than anyone. If you've had a top secret clearance, they know what kind of person you are. They know the things that you could possibly do to help. So when I think about what this may have been, I mean, it wasn't just Dylan that said there was maybe a prank. It was Bethany. Has anyone else mentioned any type of prank in this case? Les, go rest. I hope you are feeling better. Please feel better. I know after all of this is over, you will be smiling with your $1 million. Did anybody go and buy a lottery ticket? If not, Go spend $1 or $3. You don't have to spend a lot of money. All it takes is one ticket, guys. One ticket. Yeah, veterans are vetted. I agree. You know, I almost made a series, Don't Fuck with Vets, excuse my French. Yeah, every theory could be possible and every theory makes sense. Absolutely. These are great. Everybody's chatting. I see all the chats coming through. I have wondered if Rosie was with Kaylee. Now, was Rosie, there was an ER mentioned that JD said that he thought Kaylee was going out with ER. Is there an ER in this story? Is that Rosendahl? Is that, does he go by a middle name? Does he go by another name? That's a really interesting possibility because in Jack Decor, an MPD document, Jack Decor did say that Kaylee was dating an ER. Now, I don't know who ER is. We haven't uncovered that one, but I'm sure it's not too far-fetched to figure out who ER is. Emily A. did an interview, and they said they always prank each other. Correct. So now we have Dylan, we have Bethany, and we have Emily, all pranking. Phoenix, I saw a story. They drugged the Fight Club participants, possibly Bad Batch meth acid hallucinations, people watching live on phone, not sure what they are seeing. Cover up started. Perhaps. I mean, it's all possible. BK's alleged LI shows him working for a mapping company, but he also listed DOD. Maybe that's because he was a veteran. Now, that's Brentley Kopaka. Yeah, I've got it where he said he was a contractor. A contractor. Absolutely. Brenda, that is interesting. I'm going back looking at looking at all the comments. Didn't even give the time of day to watch his file. Yeah, it is insane. It is wild. Now, a new interview has come out. I don't know if anyone has watched it. Speaking of Friends, I want to go ahead and watch that interview with you. It's about maybe 20 minutes. So sit tight and let's get Peyton Campbell's interview. Hold on, I'm going to grab it real quick. And here we go. Stay tuned. And here we go.
Is not a problem. I could just talk to you here on the phone. So, can you, did you have any special relationships with any of the victims or anything?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was really good friends with Kaylee.
Okay.
She was a year older than me. We were in the same chapter together, and we're pretty good friends.
Okay, so you guys were both AD?
Yes. Yeah, and then I also I knew Xana pretty well as Ethan, just from kind of the community, and I met Xana like pretty early on in my first week of college.
Okay. Are you a junior?
Yes, I am.
Okay, cool. So do you know of anybody, I know you said you were pretty close to Kaylee. Do you know of anybody that she may have associated with that could potentially have violent tendencies or be violent in any way?
No, I don't. I can't think of anyone.
Okay. And this question is, I mean, we're not trying to say people did this or did that. We're just trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together, just with everything that's going on. Was Kaylee ever involved in any like drugs, or do you know if she ever like partied with drugs or anything?
Not to my knowledge. I know that was, something that kind of like that has happened and stuff. I've never personally heard or seen anything related to Kaylee, if that makes sense.
What about any of the other roommates that were in the house?
No, not them personally. I know that like is something that does happen kind of like in this environment, or it has happened, but not them personally.
And you mean, are you talking about like just stuff that happens, like people that like just party with drugs?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know, like I don't know anything of them personally.
So you've never seen Kaylee do coke or marijuana or any sort of, Xanax or any sort of party drug? You've never like seen or heard her do any of that stuff before?
No, I've never seen her. No.
Okay.
Not
and what about Xana or Ethan or Maddie or any of the others?
No, not personally, no.
Okay.
Like I said, I know that like is something that is probably like in the same environment, but no, not them personally.
Okay. Do you know if drugs were ever being sold out of that house at all by any chance?
No.
Okay. When was the last time you spoke or saw Kaylee?
I saw her when she was at Grub Truck with Maddie and with her and Maddie.
Okay.
I spoke to Kaylee when she was like after she had ordered, when she was waiting for her food.
Okay, and how was Kaylee's demeanor at that time?
She was good. She we kind of just had a light conversation, just like about what we were, but she seemed really happy. Her and Maddie were laughing.
Okay. Did they say what their plans were after they were at the Grub Truck, like where they were going or anything?
No, they didn't. No.
Okay. You said you spoke to Maddie too, or was just Maddie just kind of there?
No, I saw Maddie. I didn't have a conversation with her. She just was standing like with Kaylee.
Okay.
I only actually had a conversation with Kaylee.
Okay. Do they seem intoxicated at all, or?
I didn't ask, but I think a little bit. And I know that she had come from the club, I think, because my friend also told me she was there with her. But not anything like extremely where she was not able, like she didn't know where she was. So she like
nothing out of the normal.
Coherent. Like, yeah, she wasn't like stuttering on her words or anything like that.
Okay, so she wasn't like stumbling or slurring her words or like not making sense or anything like that.
No, yeah, she was like coherent, like understood where she was. She wasn't like slurring or stumbling over her words at all.
Okay. And did they come to the Grub Truck with anybody else?
I didn't see them show up to Grub Truck because I came after she was there. She had already ordered by the time that I was there.
Okay, so you showed up after her?
I did. Yes, I showed up afterwards,
okay.
And I only spoke to her for a little while. But I did watch I watched back just to see in the video, because there's like a security kind of video at the Grub Truck.
Are you speaking about the Twitch stream?
Yeah.
Okay, and what did you see on that?
I saw that someone kind of had showed up at the same time as her. I just tried to look back to see if it was someone that I recognized, because I didn't see anyone that I recognized standing with Maddie and Kaylee when I spoke to them.
Okay.
But I didn't recognize. It kind of looks like someone had shown up with them, but I didn't recognize them.
Okay, so you don't know who that individual was?
No, I don't.
Okay, you've never. Did anybody say they recognized him?
No, but we were all trying. Like some of my friends and I were speaking on it and trying to figure that out, because my friend who was with Kaylee at the club said that there was someone that was like kind of concerning, but she had no clue who he was, and so we weren't able to figure out who that was.
Okay, so your friend that was at the club with Kaylee and Maddie said that there was someone concerning at the club as well, the corner club?
Yeah. This is all just information that I had heard from her, but she said there was someone that was kicked out or was the cause of concern. Like someone was concerned because he was kind of being creepy towards Maddie.
Okay.
So that's but I never like saw that, and that was all I heard.
Okay.
Because I was not present at the club.
Right.
With them.
And which friend was that said that to you?
Her name was Brittany. I believe she may have spoke or was sent, or I don't know.
Okay.
I spoke to her earlier.
Okay. Yeah.
So you last saw Kaylee at the grub truck. So you said you showed up after her. She was already waiting for her food. What happened after she got her food?
I didn't exactly see like what direction. I kind of just saw her and Maddie start kind of like walking off in the direction towards her house. So kind of like back towards the campus. I didn't see if she crossed the street or anything like that. She kind of like went out of my view.
Okay.
And I started talking to my friend, but yeah, she was like.
Okay, so is this the girl that she hugs over at the grub truck? Is this the girl? Because I'm wondering, I thought this was the girl running from the band field with the white bag. I mean, I'm wondering. And keep in mind, Kaylee did drop out of a sorority. So Peyton is, I always thought she was one of the Banfield runners. But maybe it's the same one that was at the grub truck with the big white purse and one of the runners. That I'm going to have to go back and look at. Definitely.
Heading in that direction of campus.
Okay. Did you see anybody like follow her or say anything to her or anything?
I didn't when I was there, that I can remember. I was a little distracted by that point and just kind of waiting for my food. But I did in the video see someone like kind of walk in the same direction that.
Okay, so she was at the grub truck. She just said she was waiting for her food.
They did after she left, but I don't remember watching him walk off when I was there.
Okay. Okay. Do you know of any like boys or anything that Kaylee may have hung out with?
Now listen to the questions these cops are asking these kids. Remember, Maury asked, who was it? Bethany, if there was any fight at the corner club or at the club or something to that effect. A couple of other officers, detectives have asked, well, did they get in a fight over a boy? Did someone steal cookies? I mean, listen to the questions they're asking.
Not really. I know, obviously, Ethan. I really don't know. I'm sure there's probably a lot of, like, I saw her earlier in the day, just, like, with a bunch of friends, but I don't know, like, anyone that she personally hung out with.
Okay. And do you know of any, like, of her ex-boyfriends or anything?
An ex-boyfriend that went to U of I at some point, but from my knowledge, they were on pretty good terms.
Okay. And what about Maddie?
I don't know about ex-boyfriends. I wasn't super close to Maddie, but I do know that her boyfriend went to U of I and graduated.
Okay. And do you know his name or?
So this seems to tell me that this was more of Kaylee's circle. This was her friend's circle, not this friend's circle. I mean, she knows Ethan, she knows Kaylee, and I'm just a little curious. This is a separate third friend circle.
It's escaping me at the moment.
If you don't know it off the top of your head, it's okay.
I know I've met him before. I just can't remember his name at the moment. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Starting to sound like Dylan, no?
Was there anybody that Xana or Ethan may have hung out with of concern?
Not anyone that I can think of. No.
Okay. Is there anybody that you can think of concern or anything like that?
Not off the top of my head, no. I was trying to think of, I was with Xan and Ethan earlier, and there was never anyone that, was cause for alarm.
You were with them earlier in the night?
Yes. Yeah, I was earlier that day.
And where were you guys at?
I was with Xan and Ethan, Maddie, and Kaylee, kind of earlier at, an apartment. It was my friend's apartment. We were with quite a few people.
Okay. You know where that apartment is?
Yeah, it's on. I actually don't know the name of the road, but
Does
it's
it have
called
a
the White
nickname?
Apartment.
The Whites?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. We were just kind of hanging out with all of our friends and stuff, and I was there with Xana and spoke to her and spoke to Kaylee.
Okay.
And there's never anyone of concern that was there. It was all people that we knew.
Okay.
That were with us. There was never anyone that we didn't know.
Okay. Do you have anything? Okay. Well, I appreciate you giving us speaking to me.
Okay, so here's the deal. Amanda is searching for a document. I have read it. I did not note it in my Excel spreadsheet, but pretty much saying that Dylan didn't really drink that night, that she was not really drunk. So this is something that Amanda B is on the hunt for. Now, Amanda, I know you've been reading the ISP documents and you found a few that said 2 a.m. There were witnesses that saw Dylan and Bethany outside with a group of people walking away from the house, and they thought LM was part of that group. This was a third-party witness. Didn't Bethany say that everyone was home by 9? No, she didn't. She didn't say that everyone was home by 1:45, but Dylan just the other day said that the killer knew everyone was home at the same time. So I don't know what that statement meant. How does everyone graduate from this college if they can't remember anything? Selected memory or alcohol equals dumbass. Ken Jr., it's called entitlement. It's called entitlement. You don't have to learn anything there. They just automatically get a degree. I don't think they were all stabbed either, Glowy, in my humble opinion. When I see a document from Blaker saying most likely stabbed, I mean, what does likely mean to you? I mean, if we go back to the crime scene, obviously there's scene overcrowding, all the people coming in and out, FIFO, first in, first out, contamination galore. There would be a lot of issues at court testimony. There could be a lot of on the table about scene integrity, right? It's crazy. I don't think, in my humble opinion, they were all stabbed. I mean, I don't think so. Ken, that was funny. Now I've got one more for you today we're going to listen to real quick and then see if her story lines up with Peyton's. This is almost over. Peyton, we just watched. This is Kayla Nguyen. Let's watch this one. Have you guys heard this? Let me make sure that it is on. There we go. This is Kayla Nguyen. Another good one. Now, I haven't heard this one. I just saw it. Figured I might as well listen to it while we listen to it together.
I'm sure you probably, like you said, you remember me from the ASUY Cop Talk. So this is one of my partners, Justin Dean. He's one of the officers here at Moscow PD as well. So obviously I know you're aware of the stuff that happened this weekend. So we're just talking with people around the campus community and just gathering information at this point. Okay. So before we start, I'm just going to grab some simple information from you.
Yes.
In your middle. Perfect. And can you spell your last name for me?
Yeah.
Perfect. And your
Now note this is on the 15th at 1:16 p.m.
date of birth?
2002.
2002. Okay. And what is your and what is the address of that house?
Like the location?
Yeah. What is it?
Yes.
Perfect. And I know I called you, but what is your phone number? Because I don't have it right here off the top of my head.
And then, yeah, I don't live at anymore. I live at the at the Whites.
Oh, you live at the Whites? Okay, which one?
I think.
What apartment number?
On the left.
Perfect. Okay. I appreciate you coming in a lot. Did you have any specific relationships with any of the victims? Are you aware of any of the victims?
Yeah, so I was good friends with Xana since I met her freshman year.
Okay.
And then Kaylee also met her freshman year, talked to her during recruitment. She was like one of my close friends.
Okay.
Just because, yeah, in a sorority, like you have like your big and your, yeah. And so she was like best friends with my big. So we always like hung out together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you knew Kaylee and Xana pretty well.
Yeah.
Did you know one of them more better than the other, would you say?
I knew Kaylee.
Kaylee pretty well. Okay. So you guys were friends since about freshman year. Did Kaylee, did she ever hang out or associate with anybody with like violent tendencies or anybody of concern or anything?
No, that's the part that was really confusing when we kind of like read the news, because she usually like stuck to her friend, like her roommates. Like she usually like hung out with like her roommates, like Maddie and everything like that. And if she didn't hang out with them, she would hang out with we call them like the King girls, and they also lived on King Street.
Okay. Are they? So you said? What's last name? Okay, so that is her last name. Okay.
And then who doesn't live at on King Street, but she's also she hung out with her a lot.
Hung out with Kaylee a lot?
Yeah.
Okay. And now Kaylee, she was correct. She was a part of it.
Yeah, but her best friend Maddie was, and they've been friends for years. So
okay.
She just kind of
so Kaylee was, and then Maddie was, and then Xana was. Okay, so and then Ethan was. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, the place that they lived at was like, it's considered like a out of house. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So other than those people that they hung out with, do you know, was she ever involved in like doing any illegal substances, like anything that you can think of?
I would probably say just coke probably, but I can't think of like her doing anything else.
Have you actually seen her or heard of her doing that before?
No, but I knew that Xana and yeah, Santa was pretty into it.
Okay.
I would say.
Did you have any follow-up questions on?
So Santa was into coke.
Yeah.
What about Ethan?
I'm not sure about Ethan. I don't know her boyfriend that well.
And these questions, we're not trying to
you're totally
make
fine.
anyone look bad. We're just trying to, there's several avenues. Do you know at that house if they were selling drugs, if there was a lot of people that were selling drugs, or was it just kind of you go to a party and you use kind of thing?
I think it was more of like they would like go out and they would do coke, but they weren't selling.
Okay, so at their residence, it wasn't known as a drug house or anything like that. They wouldn't keep any quantities of coke or Xanax, Adderall, anything like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did Kaylee ever mention to you or anybody, or did you ever hear from anybody? Did she ever and maybe have a stalker or someone she just maybe it didn't seem like a big deal that she, expressed like a concern that maybe came off like jokingly or anything like that?
No, she never mentioned anything to like any of us. Especially like anyone like in our apartment or to the girls that live on King Street. We just knew. I mean, I don't know. We weren't sure, but I don't know if you guys saw the Twitch stream. That that was it.
You saw that. What did you see in the Twitch stream?
Just those two guys.
Did you recognize any of those guys?
We did not, but my friend, she actually went to Grub Truck that night.
Okay, just so you guys in the chat asking, this is Kayla Nguyen. This is the girl. Now, keep in mind, I do believe, allegedly, she is actually from California. Now, Kayla does have a LinkedIn. She medical science and biology student, University of Moscow, Idaho. And I just did a quick background and it said that she allegedly is from California, which is a little strange, but let's finish watching her interview.
With her friend Grace, and they saw Kaylee and Maddie, and they just kind of said that those guys were just being weird, I guess.
Did she say anything specific on the names of the guys or?
No, I think they were just two guys that no one recognized.
Okay.
So.
Did she explain why she thought they were weird, or if they did anything, or their demeanor, or?
I think one of them was just kind of nudging the other guy to are those are girls, go get them or something like that. I would say talking to my friend about it because she was there during that time.
So she was there while Kaylee and Maddie were there. Did she speak to Kaylee and Maddie at all?
I think she said hi, but I'm not quite sure. Yeah.
And that is, who did you say that was?
She's not on the list yet.
Okay.
And then I think another person that would be good to talk to would probably be was at the bars all night with Kaylee and Maddie at Corner Club, I think.
And what was, sorry, I was writing that down. Who was the other gal you were talking about that was at the Corn Club with them? Okay. And I know I've already asked once, and I'm just going to reiterate and ask again. And there's, anything that you could think of, or, Kaylee not, or even any of the victims, I guess, at this point, having any issues with anybody?
I would say Kaylee was she was very unproblematic, peaceful. I can't imagine her having I don't know, I can't imagine her having someone with violent like tendencies like around her, just because I feel like she's not that type of person. If anything, like or same thing with like Maddie Mogan, just because like I don't know. I would say like it might be something towards like Ethan and Xana. Like I don't know. Just because like Kaylee's like never mentions like anything to us.
And I know you said like all the roommates kind of hung out, stuck together pretty close. Did Ethan and Xana ever associate with people that may be violent or anything?
Like for me, the reason why I would
because I know
kind of assume is just because like Xana and Ethan like they're more like outgoing people. Like they hung out with like different like friend groups. Like they didn't really stick to kind of like the same friend group. So I don't know. They're just more social.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any?
Do you know if Maddie or Kaylee had like a boyfriend recently or an ex-boyfriend? Anyone that they were kind of seeing?
So, Kaylee, let's see, she dated this kid a couple of years. They were high school sweethearts, but is like a really nice person. Kaylee, last time I talked to her, a couple days ago, she was just talking about how, like, obviously once she graduated, like, she was looking for an apartment in Texas, and she met this guy, he was going to be her roommate. I don't know.
From Texas? Like,
yeah.
Already down there?
Already down there, yeah.
Okay.
So.
Were her and still together when she was mentioning that to you?
They're broken up.
Okay.
But I think the girls that lived on King Street and them, her ex-boyfriend told them that Kaylee tried calling around during that time that everything happened.
Y'all, this girl knows a lot, don't you think? This just makes me think that she knows more than she's telling. She's giving them a lot of details that not a lot of people have been speaking about. Talking all the way from the usage of the drugs, all the way to the friend groups and who was hanging out and who would be maybe giving them more problems. And now talking about Jack Decor, and now moving into how would she know? And this is just 2 days after of all the calls to Jack Decor. I didn't see her in the 911 call. She wasn't hanging around.
Okay. Well, during what time?
I think around 3.
3 in the morning. Yeah. Kaylee tried. Which? Okay.
I think that's
and who said that?
The girls that live at King in like
King Street.
Okay, so they told you that.
Okay, so I have a question. Who is this King Street Girls? Because it seems like she is not insinuating, in my humble opinion, allegedly, that the King Street Girls is Xana, Ethan, or Kaylee, Xana, Maddie, or Kaylee. It seems like she is insinuating the King Street Girls are other girls that freaking, who else has said this? Steve Goncalves says the Queens on Kings. He said it in such a derogatory way that I think they are referring to the other girls. Yes, Amanda. Yes, exactly what I've been saying for a few days. The Powder Puff Girls. That is exactly what we were taught. And there's other girls. Yes, there's other girls besides Emily and Josie. Absolutely, there are other girls. Now it's making sense that there was some King Street girls that were kind of like the mean girls, because Kaylee and Maddie said they wanted to be away from the mean girls. In my humble opinion, I'm just putting things together. I'm listening very closely. I'm looking at my notes personally, and I can see a pattern. That's what I look for, are patterns. And one of these patterns that is coming out now is the whole King Street girls, which is starting to make more sense.
Haley attempted to call sometime around 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I heard that from. Sorry.
Okay, and then did they ever talk?
I don't think he replied because he probably thought it was some type of like, oh, like, are you type of call. So
Okay.
he didn't answer.
How do the girls know that she tried to get a hold of?
I think it's probably because told them, because I know like while this whole thing was like happening for on Sunday when everyone was trying to figure out like what happened, I'm pretty sure they asked if he knew anything.
Do you think are you saying like late night call, like to come over kind of
Yeah,
thing? Like
yeah, like a
people who've been together a long time
yeah.
when you break up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
How about Maddie? Did she have a boyfriend that you heard about? Or?
Yeah, so her and this guy, we call him, I think his first name is,
A lot of
Jack.
He recently graduated and they're still together, or they were still together. It's been almost 2 years, I believe.
So they're still dating, like as of right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think they had any problems, and he's a pretty peaceful lad.
What's he look like?
He's kind of balding. He's on the shorter side.
Like shorter than me. I'm pretty short. 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah, I feel like 5'7".
I'll take that.
But yeah, brown hair, brunette, kind of skinny. I think he lives in Coeur d'Alene. Yeah.
Okay. With the 4 roommates, were any of them closer with one another than the other, or?
Was Maddie Mogan's little.
Okay.
And I feel like, so obviously like Kaylee and Maddie Mogan were probably like the closest out of like all of the roommates, but if there was anyone else, I would say Maddie Mogan and
Okay. And you said you said Maddie and Kaylee were the closest?
Yeah.
Okay, for those of you that are just joining or have been on and just figured out, I shared earlier that there are 2 streams going. One if you are on a tablet or a computer, and one if you are on your cell phone. So whichever one that you select will be the one that you're in. Now, I will change this format tomorrow. We will not be going to this format. It's a new thing that they started a day ago, and basically you see a different stream if you're on Fifo, or if you're on Fifo with the cell phone right next to it. The other one is for computers and tablets, etc. But if you are on your cell phone, it is the streaming software that has a new setup. Okay, so you can choose one or the other. All right.
And is there that lived there as well? You said.
Yeah.
What was she have a boyfriend?
So she has a boyfriend, which I actually knew. He lives in Boise though. His name's yeah.
And what kind of guy have you ever met?
Yeah.
And what is he like?
He's very hardworking. He has epilepsy, and
Is she talking about Quinn Kelly?
he's really nice. I wouldn't say he's a violent person.
Okay. Were you aware of any sort of issues between roommates? No.
No. They all got along pretty well from what I heard from Kaylee.
Okay. Were there any, I know they don't, I mean, have to be specifically dating. Were there any males that Kaylee would hang out with pretty often, or any pretty close?
You know, y'all, ever since I heard Dylan's interview the other day, when Dylan specifically said about Maddie. Now, she said that when Parents Weekend was the weekend before, the 6th, over at University of Idaho, Moscow, Brent Mortenston, Dylan's dad, was at 1122 King Road, and Maddie was kind of standoffish about him because of the way her dad looked. And I remember this interaction that she was explaining to the police in the interview, and it didn't sit right with me. And this was the weekend before all this happened. So just in a matter of a few days from Parents Weekend, and all the parents kind of get an idea of who's living in that house together, this happens the following weekend. Now, don't you all think that that's just a little shady? Because I do know that some things were going on in the background that whole week when everything kind of fell apart. This is why I don't believe this timeline. Yeah. No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. We have to be very cautious and careful. I did not say that. It was Maddie that was kind of standoffish towards Dylan's dad, because Maddie, per Dylan, was like, who is that guy? Who is that guy? And I wonder, okay, let's listen.
Close guy friends that you would hang out pretty often or have come over or anything like that?
Let's see. I think she was talking to this guy for a little bit. He's here.
Okay.
But
they were just like talking, like they had a thing, like they weren't like officially dating, or
yeah, I think they were just.
Do you know if they were like had a sexual relationship or anything?
Yeah, I think they were just hooking up like there and there, right? Yeah.
Now, who is she talking about? I missed it. Hold on.
He's here.
Okay.
But
they were just like talking, like they had a thing, like they weren't like officially dating, or
yeah, I think they were just.
Do you know if they were like had a sexual relationship or anything?
Yeah, I think they were just hooking up like there and there, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Like it wasn't really a thing.
Okay.
Have you seen before?
Yeah.
What's he look like?
Tall. He's brunette. He's serving as like their like right now.
Is she talking about Hunter Johnson, y'all? Tall, brunette. Is she talking about Hunter, or is she talking about Hunter? Who is she talking about? I'm going to roll it back a little bit. I got sidetracked. Let's hold on a minute. She knows a Mason. Mason, the guy who got caught for drugs in Canyon County. No, who Kaylee was with. Mason. Hold on a minute. Mason? I don't know. That couldn't be possible. I don't see that happening. This Mason, this guy, Mason Bang, Mason Bang, who they call him Mason Bang, he got busted for drugs. He's on busted.com. Hold on a minute. Down in Canyon County. This guy. Mason Bangerman? Yes, that one. Okay. Okay, so if he's the guy, obviously possession, contraband, looking, disturbing the peace. This guy? She can't be talking about this guy. What did Kaylee? I'm just baffled. I'm gonna listen again.
For a little bit, he's here.
Okay.
But
they were just like talking, like they had a thing, like they weren't like officially dating or.
Yeah, I think they were just.
Do you know if they were like had a sexual relationship or anything?
Yeah, I think they were just hooking up like there and there, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Like it wasn't really a thing.
Okay.
Have you seen before?
Yeah.
What's he look like?
Tall. He's brunette. He's serving as like their like.
No, she can't be talking about Mason. She can't be. He's not brunette. He's a coach there. No. Okay. We need to scroll the roll. Hold on. Who is she talking about?
Now.
So tall, is that like 6 foot?
Like over 6 feet, yeah.
Okay, so that is not Mason Bangerman. That is not him.
Okay. Is he thicker build, skinny?
I'd say medium.
Athletic, or just kind of?
Yeah.
He's not like overweight or.
No.
Or like
super skinny. No.
Okay.
He's just average, odd.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was there anybody else that she ever mentioned she hung out with or?
Other than that, like I said before, she just kind of like stuck to her friend groups, I would say. So, no, not really, unless she met someone at the bars, which I feel like I can give you more information on that.
Okay. Do you know if she met anybody at the bar that night?
No, we just all kind of heard that there was a guy that got kicked out for being creepy towards Maddie.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, like we haven't heard anything else. Like I don't think she's talking to like any other guy at the bar.
Okay.
Kaylee was at least.
When was the last time you spoke to Kaylee?
The last time I spoke to her was probably at around 5 p.m. on Saturday.
Okay.
So it was like right before, because
did she say what her plans were, or?
No, they all like came to our apartment just to kind of like hang out and like drink, but then they left to go roam.
Okay. So she came over to around 5 p.m. She came over to your apartment at the Whites.
Yeah, she came over.
Was she with anybody?
She was with all of her roommates and Ethan. So like they all came together. They showed up at I think around 2:33, and they probably left at around like 5 or 6, I would say.
Holy moly! They left at 2 or 3 and came back at 6.
So left between 5 or 6.
Yeah, around that time at least.
I know there was a picture on social media posted of all of them. Was that
was at the apartment?
That was at your apartment that you live at?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you spoken to I've thrown a blank. Have you spoken to them at all?
And I have some classes together, so like we've gotten like close over that. I reached out to her on Sunday, but she didn't reply.
So you haven't spoke to her about the incident at all? Or okay. Do you know anybody who has by chance?
I would probably ask.
Okay.
Because I think her boyfriend was the one that made that call that morning.
Okay. And you said you kept mentioning a couple names. I need to circle their names. The ones that would be able to give me more information. Is that?
And then I would say Joe, probably.
Okay.
Do you have all their phone numbers?
I have actually. I think I do.
Okay.
And then.
Wow, that's a great question. Was her DNA tested? I mean, because Molly, the DoorDash driver, does put a female in the house. There is an unknown female DNA in the house before they tore it down. But Molly actually put somebody with dark colored hair in the house during these alleged time frames.
Yes, there are.
This is redacted. Some of this is redacted while she's reading out numbers.
Okay.
Her number.
Okay. Have you been over to their house before?
Yeah.
Okay. Do a lot of people like use their Wi-Fi or anything if they come over? Do you know?
I wouldn't say Wi-Fi, but I just know like they just usually keep like their like doors unlocked and like everyone kind of like knows where I guess like their like house is.
Okay.
But
was there a reason why Kaylee being lived with? Is there like rules within like the Greek life of where you live off campus?
no, I believe that her and Maddie Mogan, since like they've been best friends for several years, they just like they've always like talked about living together senior year.
Gotcha.
But I know that like Kaylee, like her freshman and sophomore year friend group, like and everything, like they're still like all like really good friends. Like, yeah, she just wanted to live with Maddie.
Okay. And I know we've, as a department, have kind of gone through the area to like look for cameras or anything in general.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys are probably more familiar with that area than we are because we don't, especially him and I, we don't ever go out there because we're on a specialty division. So are you aware of like any cameras that people have, even if it's like out the window or like anywhere in the whites that would maybe look over to like their side of the apartment?
Let's see. I would.
Caleb, you are too funny. I've dealt with some Asian gangsta females from back in the day and learned that scissors are a favorite legal weapon they carry. This is crazy. And Candace, this is the second time I can recall hearing about Kaylee having another boyfriend and him being from Texas and was supposed to be moving with. I know this is like the third time that I've heard this. It's in the ISP documents. And then obviously somebody from the frat she was spending the night with at Sigma Chi. And then here we have another person she was having some sexual relationship with. I mean, what is going on? I'm baffled.
I don't believe so. I just like, a lot of us don't really have cameras set up because like we're just, it's,
Right.
you know, I don't know.
If you don't know, it's okay. I'm just curious. Okay.
Not sure.
Have you seen anyone in that area that seemed out of place or anything? I know there's a lot of kids, a lot of college kids, and a lot of people, so you could have friends that come over that aren't usual, but anything that may have stuck out in your mind that was like kind of weird, maybe a vehicle or it's just someone around the neighborhood?
No, but I think when we were at like our apartment, I'm pretty sure someone, I don't remember who.
Who's our? When she said when we were at our apartment?
They were talking about how there was just like this.
Hold on. If you heard it, hold on, let me go back a little bit.
That may have stuck out in your mind that was like kind of weird, maybe a vehicle or it's just someone around the neighborhood?
No, but I think when we were at like our apartment, I'm pretty sure someone, I don't remember who, they were talking about how there was just like this random like kid that was like, there was a random kid like carrying like a BB gun. Not really sure. But we didn't really think much of it. Like I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I know you mentioned like the grub truck and like a Twitch video, and that there were some gentlemen seen on it.
Yeah.
And you said that you didn't know either one of those individuals. They never looked familiar to you.
No.
And none of your friends said, "Oh, that's so and so," or "That's."
Yeah.
So they've never. Okay.
Like we've never seen them before. No.
Okay. And you, and being you guys, are you pretty familiar with like the? I know you like one of the members you said was a. I mean, you guys pretty familiar with a lot of the members there and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Is there any other questions you have? I can't think of any at this time, but we appreciate you coming in.
Yeah.
Obviously, you seem pretty close to these individuals, specifically Kaylee. So, just know that there's people out here for you, and if you need to talk to anybody or utilize any resources, on campus as well as off campus, even him or I know sometimes it doesn't seem like it, but we're also people that some people, try to reach out to talk to. So, we appreciate you coming in and talking to us, especially during all this hard times. And if you learn anything, or even something, if you think it's stupid, just feel free to give us a call. Like something little can go a long, long way. So it could be the littlest thing, or if a name gets brought up or you hear something from somebody else, just make sure you express to them that it's important to give us a call and speak with us. So we understand that people are pretty affected by this, and the last thing they want to do is talk to the cops, but we're trying to make sure the community heals from this. So, and do everything we can. So do you have any questions for Justin or myself?
I don't think I do at the moment, but I just wanted to say that I think all of those girls that I gave names out to, I think they all drove home already.
Yeah,
so,
a lot of people have.
Yeah.
We can always reach out on the phone if we need to. I was actually surprised you were still here, to be honest. That's the first question I asked. So, okay. Well, I don't have any further questions for you, or I don't think Justin does either, but thanks again for coming in. We appreciate it. So,
awesome. Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay, so with friends like this, you certainly don't need any enemies, right? I mean, after all, we are talking about friends. And let me leave you with this real quick. I wanted to show you a clip, and I think it's pretty important for you to listen to this. So hold on one second. I am going to grab it. Let's see what we can do here. This is pretty interesting. I don't know if you've seen this. If you're not on the TikTok streets, this is a really good audio video to listen to. And then I'm going to leave you with one clip that you guys are going to be like, what the heck? Listen to what Dylan says.
Something else that I right now. No, I'm trying to. Oh, this is something else that I remember. Cars do come by a lot, but I remember looking out the window. I just remember. Well, I think it was black truck. I don't know for sure, but like that is normal for people with cars to go by. But I don't know if that could be something. It was just a car driving past our driveway.
What time was that at?
That was right when I went down to see. So I don't know exactly when that was.
Was it moving? It was in movement.
I was moving. I wasn't stopped at all. It was moving, and like people drive by our driveway to go like around like this side housing neighborhood a little bit. Like we hear cars go by all the time. That's not weird, but
But when you were making your way to the room,
that's not when I heard.
Oh.
It was when I got into the room. I don't know why I looked at the window, but I looked when I saw a car like driving by, and I believe it was. And like from my window, again, my window is like if like let's say this is from my room, this is my back room, this is my window right here. There's like a neighbor. I guess you know there's that neighborhood up there. I can hear cars go by right there all the time. Like that's normal. It doesn't weird me out. And I like from what I think the car was just going up to that neighborhood. But again, I don't know. But I thought I'd just let you know, just in case it
could have been a suspect.
Yeah, like I don't know. It could have been, but who knows?
And you said you sure it was a truck?
I don't know. I think it was a black truck from what I'm thinking, but again, I don't know for sure.
I think it was a black truck. Now listen to what she says next.
Lights on?
I can't remember that at all.
What drew your attention to it?
I think I just wanted to look at the window for some reason.
I went to the look at the window for some reason. Now listen to the next words.
I don't know why, but I remember seeing the red lights on the back of the truck.
Red lights?
Yeah, I don't really know why. I remember seeing that. It was like, I don't know if they're headlights or not. And I don't, yeah, I just don't know about that. But I just remember seeing the red lights kind of, but I think it was a black truck. But I don't know for sure. It could have been, it was just dark and I thought it was a black truck.
But there was a vehicle there.
Yeah, but it was like, it wasn't stopped, it was moving.
Now, I want to watch this video one more time in the beginning.
Right now?
No, I'm trying to. Oh, this is something else that I remember. Cars do come by a lot, but I remember looking out the window. I just remember. Well, I think it was black truck. I don't know for sure, but like that is normal for people with cars to go by. But I don't know if that could be something. It was just a car driving past our driveway.
What time was that at?
That was right when I.
That was right when I went down to see, and then she catches herself.
So I don't know exactly when that was.
I don't know exactly when that was. It is sped up, guys.
It was in movement.
I was moving. I wasn't stopped at all. It was moving, and like people drive by our driveway to go like around like this side house.
So what did she go down to look at?
That was right when I went down to see. So I don't.
That's right when I went down to see. I don't know exactly. Okay, so was it the black famous truck that we've seen on JLR? This one? Here it comes. Blocking something out. And here we go. That black truck? Is that the one? Because this body cam is accurate timing at 3 o'clock in the morning. If that black truck was the one she was talking about, who drives the black truck? Because it sure sounds like Dylan said, I went down to see.
Right when I went down to see. So I don't.
I went down to see what? Again, with friends like this, you don't need enemies. Hit the love on the way out. Hit the like button if you haven't yet. I'll be back tomorrow. Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Time out. I won't be here tomorrow. I know you guys will miss me, but I'll drop a video for you at 3:45 on a premiere. And I love you guys. All of you. We are going to go into a deep dive. Be well. Drop the love. See you tomorrow. Video. I'll be back Thursday live. Be well.
through the sound, bound by a promise, we charge through the fear. Strength in our chorus, the victory's near. Feel the fire in our veins, we won't back down, we break these chains. Raise the flag, let it fly to the sky. Fuel our courage, we're born to ignite. Every heartbeat echoes the call. Together we stand, we never fall. Midnight patrol, the road is our home. Shadows can't hold us, we'll never roam alone. Thunder in our footsteps, we charge through the night. Hope in our voices, our legacy's light. We carry the flame, we're stronger together. Motivation driving us onward forever.